What's going on, team? Welcome back to our channel. Today we will be giving you our thoughts on the new Mulan live action adaptation that just got released on Disney Plus. Very excited to have seen this movie. And speaking of it coming on Disney Plus, what are your thoughts on it before we even get into the review of it? And yes, this will be spoiler free, unless we put the little notification here to let you know that there is a spoiler coming up. So what are your thoughts on the whole $30 extra to watch the movie?
I really didn't. I hate that part because, you know, I don't want to pay extra for a subscription I already have, but it's whatever. You're more into the marketing stuff.
I personally think it's a genius idea. And the reason why is because majority of the Disney films are garnered towards a family aspect. So it's going to be most likely two parents or a single parent or whatever, and a bunch of their kids, bunch of their friends. That's going to cost more than $30 to take all them people to the movies, plus the concession stands. You're easily looking at, I know for us, just with the movie tickets and concessions, easy $50, $60 event, even during the matinee times. So for $30 to have the movie a little bit earlier than everybody else, and what a lot of people don't realize is once you rent it on the premiere or premium,
it's premiere
access, you can watch the movie over and over and over again as many times as you want. True. All the way up until December when it's free for everybody else. So I personally like the model. A lot of people have been saying it not to watch it, not to do it, whatever, on Twitter and all that, but I like the model. That's me personally.
So overall thoughts on the movie. Well, for me, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie. When I first saw the trailers to this live action Mulan movie, I was a little disappointed, only because when watching Mulan, the animated version, I loved Mushu. The character, the dragon, Eddie Murphy had me rolling. Yeah. So when I found out that it wasn't going to be as aligned with the animated version, I was a little bit disappointed, but it also showed me that it was going to be more of a serious version of Mulan, but entertaining, very good. It wasn't like so serious you're going to be like, I don't want to see this, but it was just more towards the serious side of the battle she faced. And everything like that. What about you?
I really enjoyed the movie personally. I love the fact that it had a very action kung fu movie style type feel to it. And talking about chi and all that, it reminded me a lot of Jet Li, which he actually is the emperor in this movie. It reminded me of a lot about the Jet Li. Yes, I know you noticed it before everybody.
I wasn't even gonna say that. That's a spoiler.
How's that a spoiler? That is Jet Li is the emperor. They can look at the credits and see, oh, Jet Li plays the emperor.
But you didn't know that from jump. They would have advertised. They would have advertised.
Oh my god. Anyways, I love the fact that it had like just the kung fu feel to it. I love the fact that instead of just doing a complete mirror of the animated movie, that they took the animated movie and used that as a springboard and as a foundation and expanded on different aspects of just the whole story or the legend of Mulan. Another thing that I loved about the movie is that it showed that little girls can be warriors, and that's one thing that I'm trying my best to instill in my daughters. As you guys know, we have Naomi and Chloe, a 7 and a 4-year-old, and they have two completely different personalities. But what we want to instill in them is to be warriors, to be tough, to understand that there's going to be challenges that come before you, but you have the ability to overcome those obstacles,
barriers, all of that.
So I love that aspect. And even just watching Naomi as she's watching the movie, which I'm pretty sure you guys, if you have children, they don't sit down. They want to act out the movie, and just to see Naomi having so much fun just acting out and wanting to try to, I guess, be a kung fu master was entertaining for me. It was entertaining for me.
Yeah, another thing I liked was that I'm not very familiar with the Chinese culture, and I don't know how true to the culture the movie was, but the thing I liked about it was that they made it seem like women were second class and everything like that. That's kind of the culture. But one thing in the movie Mulan did was she showed that you don't have to be confined to what your culture says you have to be. And one thing that was kind of broadcast and they emphasized was that women, they can only bring honor to their family by becoming a wife.
Right.
But she,
in actuality,
anyways, she was able to overcome that and break those boundaries and barriers to show that I can still be a woman with courage, with opinion, with intelligence, with the desire and heart to defend and be a warrior. And so I like that piece where they were showing, you know, it being a strong woman, saying I don't have to follow this mold or fit this mold or this model to bring honor to my family or my village and everything like that. Comparing it to
the animated,
yeah, I don't know which one I liked, but I like them both.
They're two different movies. They're just two. They have two different, I guess, goals in mind. Well, not exact goals. They're just two different movies. One is obviously the animated. It has a lot of singing. It has Mushu in there.
It's funny.
Comedy driven. They both have the same underlining tones of theme and what they're trying to portray, but they're just two different movies.
I would say this one is more adult-centered.
I wouldn't say adult-centered. It's
more like teenager.
Teenager-centered.
Teenagers
and that's another thing.
And up.
We did allow our daughters to watch it, and the only thing that stood out to me was some of the fight scenes. They were technically violent, but in our household, with everything that's going on in society and what's happening to just black people in general in America, there's violence going on a daily basis, and we talk to our daughters about it in general. So the violence that they portrayed in the movie is nowhere near what kids are actually seeing in real life.
The fight scenes there wasn't
blood or anything. Yeah,
like
nobody was getting their heads chopped off or anything crazy like that. But it was
they were safe, kid-friendly fight scenes.
Safe, kid-friendly violence.
People were like, you know, fighting and all that kind of stuff.
And she was cold with it too. She was cold with it.
And so, but versus the cartoon or the animated version, again, I feel like this one was more for kids can watch it, but to understand what's really going on.
To get the full grasp of
I would
everything.
say, you know, teenager and up, probably like 10 years up, 9 years old and up. The animated version, still really good, but more kid-friendly as it was intended to be. But overall, I would say Mulan 2020 version is an excellent movie.
Absolutely.
It's worth sitting down to watch. I think it's entertaining for both kids and adults. So it's a family film.
Yep. Especially for those little girls out there. It lets little girls know that you don't have to be the princess, prissy, cute all the time.
You don't have to fit the mold that the world puts on you. Like if there's something on the inside of you that God's created you to be or become, and you feel that, you know, draw near to that and pull that out. Don't be suppressed. Don't allow those things to be suppressed by what the world standard said you should be. Absolutely. And so it's a great film to show girls they can overcome, rise above the norm, rise above the mold, break the mold, all of that kind of stuff. I think that film definitely does that for the ladies.
Awesome.
But yeah.
So that's our review. We loved it. We actually can't wait to see it again. We
already watched it again.
The girls not so much, but we watched it again. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. We got a lot more content that we're going to be producing for you guys.
Deuces. Boy, ain't nobody thinking about you.